All right, hey everyone. Today I'm going to be introducing kind of a new segment that I want to do here on the channel, and this is I'm going to call this the Just the Watch unsubscription service. So this is kind of going to be, I think I want to look at this as sort of an alternative to WatchGang, and it's not a service at all. I'm not selling anything. It's kind of the opposite of these watch subscription services. So, with WatchGang and these other subscription services, you're going to send in a monthly fee to them, and they're going to ship you a random watch. And I think some of the downsides to that, I think it's a very fun thing, and it's something that I've been tempted to. I even did 1 month of WatchGang once on one of their promotional things, and I can definitely see the appeal of it. I can see why a lot of people would do it, and I think it's a very fun, kind of almost like a gambling sort of thing. And if you've got the money to throw around, I don't have any problem with people doing that. But I've been following it a lot because I really like the idea of the service. I love seeing the kind of stuff that they send out, and it seems like basically with these subscription services, it's and it kind of has to be this way. They're sending you out watches that make sense for them to send you. So they're not trying to build you a well-rounded collection. They're sending you the watches that they can find a good value and a good deal on, and then that's what you get. And so people are winding up getting a lot of watches that it doesn't really make sense to have. They're getting watches that either are not very versatile, or they're watches that maybe they're getting the same kind of watch every month. And to me, if you want to be setting aside $50 a month or $100 a month to buy a watch, I think if you were careful in what you did, there's a lot of watches in those price ranges where you could just go out and buy your own watch and probably wind up with a much better collection of watches than just getting the random ones that these subscription services send you. So that's what this is going to be. I'm going to be recommending every month 2 watches. We'll have 2 tiers for my service, my unsubscription service. We'll do the regular tier. We'll call it the bronze and the silver tier. I'm going to call mine. And I'm not going to do a gold because, again, this is more about budget watch collecting. And so I'm going to set my price range at $60 for the bronze tier and $120 for the silver. I think there's a lot of interesting watches you can get in those price ranges. And so the way this is going to work is every month there's going to be a kind of a theme or a type of watch that we're going to be looking at. And I'm going to recommend 2 watches at those 2 price ranges, and I'll give you links to go get them. And if you are interested in those, you go out and you purchase it yourself. And if you're not interested, you pass. And I think kind of one of the cool ways to do this is, like, say you're the kind of person that's interested in like the $60 a month thing. If you don't like the watch that I recommend this month, you can just save your $60 until next month, and then next month you would have $120, and you could get the next tier up if you wanted to. Or the other way, say you were setting aside $120 a month to buy watches, and I recommend, let's say an aviation piece for $120, but you're not that into aviation watches, but you kind of want to get one into your collection. Maybe that month you could drop down and buy the cheaper $60 version. And so it gives you a lot more flexibility. And you know what? If you don't like the watch, you can just skip it. So for people who are interested, this is primarily for people who are interested in these watch subscription services, to kind of give you an alternative to that. And I think by doing it this way, by having like a particular kind of watch we're looking at this month, if you do this every month, you're going to wind up with a much more well-rounded collection and get a good representation of the different kinds of watches that are out there. The second thing that I want to do is I want to get help from, a lot of my subscribers know a lot about watches, and you guys have made a lot of great suggestions, and it's been really fun interacting with you. And so I want to get you to help me and help other people who are kind of new into the watch collecting, people who are into these kind of subscription service mindsets, and help them find some better alternatives. And so every month I'll also announce what the next month's category is going to be and try and get some advice from you guys. So if you guys can help me find these good values and find good recommendations for people, post them in the comments each month, and then we'll try and do it. So the first one is going to be March. We'll be doing the first video for this new watch unsubscription service, and the category we're going to start with dive watches. So let me know what you think are the best dive watches that you can find at $60 or less. It has to be under $60. That has to be the list price. You can find it on Amazon, GearBest, AliExpress, Joma Shop, anywhere, any of these stores. If you can find a good solid dive watch for $60 or less, recommended down below so I can look at those and try and pick the best one. Second one, for the silver tier, find one for $120 or less. Best dive watch you can find for $120 or less. And again, let me know which ones you guys got. I'll look through the ones that are submitted. I'll look through, do some of my own research, and let's see if we can help people find some good alternatives. And help people build a little bit better, well-rounded collection rather than just having some random service trying to score deals themselves that benefit them. Let's see if we can help people actually who are interested in this kind of a service build a good collection that will benefit them. So I'm kind of excited about this. I think this is going to be a fun one to do, and it'll be fun looking at these different watches every month. If there's watches that don't quite fit into those price categories, if there's things that are a little bit over $60, a little bit over $120, I'll also include those if I think they're really good values sort of at the end of each video, so there'll be some honorable mentions. But really, for the ones that I'm going to recommend, has to be $60 or less, or $120 or less for the two tiers. Hard limit there. So let's get into it. Let's see what you guys come up with, and let me know what you can find. So dive watches. March, we're going to be doing dive watches. Find me your best dive watches for $60 or less. Best dive watches for $120 or less. Let's see if we can help some people out. All right, we'll see you guys later.